New developments in the case of Alex Murdaugh, the South Carolina attorney convicted last year of killing his wife and son. He and his attorneys in court today fighting for a new trial because they claim the court clerk influenced the jury against him. Murdaugh is currently serving 2 life sentences. Senior national correspondent Brian Inton has been following this case from the very beginning. So, Brian, what can we expect to come out of court today?
It was a wild hearing, Nichole. You know, whenever we cover one of these big trials and there's a guilty verdict, you know how it goes. There's always this appeal for a new trial. It feels almost routine. But in this situation with Murdaugh, there's really nothing routine about it. This has taken some twists and turns that I don't think any of us who have been covering this from the beginning saw. Basically, they had the hearing today. You can see Murdaugh was there. He's in the orange jumpsuit there. Went on for a couple of hours. And the whole point of the hearing today was planning for this big evidentiary hearing on the 29th of January at the end of the month, when they are going to make their arguments about why Murdaugh should get a new trial. And it all centers around court clerk Becky Hill. She is known as Miss Becky in that small town, Colleton County, and she's the center of their argument. The defense claims that she acted wildly inappropriate during the trial, that she had conversations with jurors about whether or not they believed that Murdaugh was guilty, sort of trying to influence them towards a guilty verdict. They even claim that she came up with this Facebook post to get one of the jurors thrown out because she felt that that juror was leaning towards a not guilty verdict. If any of those things are even remotely true, it is very, very possible, Nichole, that we could see Alex Murdaugh back on trial again for a second time. They could throw out the first conviction. So what's going to happen on the 29th of January, we learned today, is they're going to call Clerk Becky in to this hearing, and they're going to question her. And it's going to be the first time we're going to hear her respond to many of these allegations. They're also going to bring the jurors in, and they're going to question them about exactly what happened behind the scenes. We expect that hearing to take 2 or 3 days. The judge will listen to it all, and then the judge will make a decision about whether Alex Murdaugh will get a new trial or not. Nichole?
All right, Brian, before we let you go, during his actual trial, there was a lot of evidence presented against him, Alex Murdaugh. Do we have any idea how soon this could happen if a new trial is in fact granted?
Yeah, so we're still a long way away from that because basically, again, the judge is going to hear the evidence about the clerk, and that's going to be at the end of the month. And then it may take the judge some time to decide, likely not going to decide right there at the hearing. We'll issue some kind of written ruling. If the judge decides there's going to be a new trial, it would likely happen probably sometime later this year. I mean, there'll obviously be a lot of planning that would have to go into place again. So we could see it towards the end of the year. It's a big if. I mean, we've still got to see what happens at the hearing, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, Nichole. There's also this law enforcement investigation we've learned on top of these allegations against the clerk from the defense. South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, which is basically the state police, they're also investigating the clerk to see whether or not she abused her power by influencing the jurors. And also, she wrote this book. She was working on this book throughout the entire trial, and now there's these allegations that she was just trying to get rich off of it all and really abusing her power in that way. So it's going to be interesting, Nichole. There's a lot of wild accusations flying around.
Yeah, the drama certainly continues. All right, Brian Inton live for us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.